Hello everyone. Welcome to another exciting Eventide patrons only Tuesday night stream. How is everyone doing here this fine Tuesday night? Got a bit of a slow start because of a tech hiccup, but I think everything's looking okay right now. Yeah, certainly seems like it. Yeah, okay. So, how's everybody doing here tonight? It's been an exciting week for me. Between some work things that I, of course, talk about, and the first kind of hints and clues about Hellfinder, you know, it's pretty exciting stuff. If you missed out on that, and I know everybody who's currently here has not, but maybe if you're watching this later and you haven't checked it out, please make sure to check out Hellfinder. Every person who follows gets us closer to unlocking the next secret, the next clue, the next bit of the mystery. This next one is an audio recording, so I'm pretty excited to share that with all of you. The bit of the ongoing narrative and fiction about this whole thing, and I'm excited for folks to see it. So, getting to 500 doesn't seem too hard, but we'll see how long it takes. So there is that. What else do I got going on? Well, here tonight, we are going to do a bit of mapping of all things. This relates directly to the upcoming, resumption of playtesting of part 3 of Wolfren's Fate, which I'm excited to get back rolling again. But to get that going, I've got to build my play mats and my play adventure kind of spaces. I'm using Roll20 for this game, but it doesn't really matter what VTT I'm using, because ultimately I still have to build maps and stuff, and that requires me to get in there and dig around. So this is going to be a little bit of mapping here tonight, but not your ordinary kind of mapping. This isn't like me drawing on a tablet. I actually don't even have my tablet set up. I haven't set it back up since I moved. I should one of these days. But what we're going to be doing here today is creating some blue map tiles, and I'll probably share these tiles with everybody through the Patreon, just as my little bonus, little bit of extra. So, before we get too far into this, I want to show you what I'm talking about here. So, I build all my maps using blue maps because they're a resource I have. I know how to use them. I know how to get the most out of them. So, I'm going to go ahead and show this. So, this is a blue map setup for the game that I am running. Pretty straightforward little setup here. Nothing too special. This just utilizes a bunch of forest tiles and things like that. Let me... my camera is entirely behind me, but that's okay. If I go in here and I go down to the map layer, that does allow me to start messing with these pieces, because a lot of this stuff is custom. So, these tiles here, grass tiles, all this stuff. This water is just something I drew on. We won't mess with that. But this was a tile. This was a setup for my initial draft of the kind of encounter with the hunter that I created like last year when the players were getting close to this. Now that I've played around with it, I do want there to be a cabin. I want there to be that sort of stuff. The problem is I don't have a cabin. Now, or cabin tiles. I do have building tiles for, like, city building. But I don't have wooden cabin tiles. So I thought I might play around tonight and see about making some wooden cabin tiles. To make that happen, I'd need a handful of tiles. So if I go ahead and bring this back, I can kind of show you how some of that works. So if I go into the town-based tile set, I can, let's see, I'm still on maps. Okay. So the way these work is I might lay down some floor pieces here. Coming too big, but that's okay. Resize them like this, and all of a sudden I've got floor tiles. And these you can lay on top of each other and make floor space here. Kind of ignoring the river right at the moment. And then if I want to put walls on it, where are the walls? Here they are. I might grab something like this tile. Too big, but I might get that. So as you can see, I'm starting to build the exterior walls. And then I've got interior wall pieces. And all this is made so that the entire thing is super customizable and easily transformed into the building you want. And as you can see, I've already started building out the walls and stuff here. So I don't necessarily want to mess around with the interior pieces. I think those work just fine. But this exterior doesn't look like a log cabin at all. I'm just gonna... None of this is exactly what I want just yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and go back to at least here so that I haven't messed up what I've already built. So where I actually need to start... And this has a bunch of forest tiles. I'm not sure. Have I ever released these forest tiles? Do you folks have these? There's not too many of them. Just a handful of these little forest guys. I'm not sure I've ever released these. Maybe I'll throw these up on the Patreon for folks to play around with. Just some trees, pumpkin patches, stumps, pumpkin vines. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So there's that. I've never released that. I'll release those to the Patreon. What I'm actually going to do here, let me go ahead and turn this off temporarily. And instead what I'm going to do is take you over here to this. This is Photoshop. Now, this is just the grass tile base with a bunch of guidelines on it. Basically all it is. Nothing too outrageous. That's just what it is. So the first things first, I gotta have the right color. Color for this is hex code 4493BE. It's always been the color, the blue that I picked for this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my brush here. Make sure I've got the right size, yeah. So this is a little short. 24 is a hair short. Let me crank it up to 26. How's 26? 26. We're going to go ahead and make it just 27. 27 should be perfect. Nope. And we go back down to 26. Maybe 26.5? Perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I need to create kind of a log cabin. So what I need to do is make the walls on the outside kind of look like log cabin. Now, I'm going to start by just making a straight wall piece. This is going to be the most straightforward piece I make, but I'll use it to kind of figure out my texturing and stuff. We're going to do this. We'll hold shift, come all the way over here, and we'll do that. Okay, that didn't quite get me everything I wanted. I'm not quite low enough here. We'll do this. Nope. Not quite right. Just kiss the bottom line there. Okay, so we actually need to go a hair below it if we're going to get... No, that's too far. Weird. Might be easier if I was zoomed in a bit more. Also, I think the guidelines are screwing with me. Okay. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in here and... So, believe it or not, just realized first cardinal sin doing any of this is not putting it on its own. I want to be able to move things around. So let me try that. 27, definitely. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so now that's on its own layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this entire thing. Okay, so that's what it ended up being. That's me. So now what I'm going to do is I'll create another layer here. I'm going to make this one white. Layer that in, and I'm just going to drop the opacity. Down to like 33%. That's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to merge those two together. Create a new layer. Grab myself a brush. Go with the softer round on this one. We're going to take the size on it way down. Go down to 3. Oh, nope. Flip this around. Trying to make it look a little like logs. Now, one thing I could do here, I can make sure that it lines up. Okay. So I've got these guidelines in here. I can use these to my advantage by making sure that I line up on each end on these guidelines so that when the tiles are put together, they kind of seamlessly fit. These a bit more weight. Uniformly, they can be a little uneven. Go ahead and extend these a hair more, but do so at a slightly lower width. Okay. I think we're getting pretty close here. I think I want to smudge. Oh, God, that's way too big of a smudge line. Go ahead and bring that way down to something like 3. Yeah, do that. Put on a layer below here, and we're just going to smudge this edge a hair. Make it look not so perfect. But we'll leave the ends alone so that it meets cleanly. Almost there. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now if I zoom back out. I now have a log on grass tile wall. Exciting! I'm going to go ahead and export and save this one. Down, classic map. Where am I going here? I'm going to go for... Where's I working? Bonus tile. Oh, we got a wilderness. Let's throw them in wilderness. That's a good idea. Wilderness. Wilderness, by the way, is the set I never finished. Wilderness. Log. Cabin. Wall. 1 by 1. Okay. So that's 1. I actually do not need a massive number of these to be able to do what I need to do. But there are a few things I do need. So let me work on the next piece. So what I can do here is I can take layer 1 and layer 2. I can just merge these together now. They're basically done. I'm going to change the description here to 1 by 1 wall. And then I'm just frankly going to turn this off temporarily. Create a new layer. Because the next thing I want to make is the corner. Corner on this is going to be a little different than the others. Pretty excited about it. Let me go back to my paintbrush here. Got my new layer. I need to get back up to, what was it? 26 is what we were working with, I believe. Couldn't have been 26. 26 is too small. It wasn't 36, was it? 34? Oh, I'm on soft round. It was probably 20. Yep, because of the hard round, not soft. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to have this kind of start right here. Have it do that. And have it do that. Okay, so let me go and zoom into my corner here. What I'm trying to do is get that cross corner look. So to make that happen, I need to go ahead and select this whole thing. And then I'm going to shrink, contract by 3. Is that enough? Probably not. Click, contract. Three. Okay. So I'm going to come into my tools here. I'm going to turn this layer back on temporarily just to see where I'm supposed to be. So, give me a shift to add all of this in. That's definitely where it's supposed to be. I'm going to subtract out this piece here for the time being. I'll get that. I'll fix that later. I come in here. No, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a shift add a little bit here, and this should pixelate out nicely. Probably pretty good. Okay, and then over here, because I'm going to have the same sort of effect on this end, which means my line is probably going to be somewhere around a little higher, so maybe be a shift. Now, maybe a little more, just to make sure it's rounded out. That's probably pretty good. All right, let me go ahead and get another layer. Go ahead and fill this in with white. And then just like the other one, I'm going to reduce the opacity to 33%. Every time I do this, I do it on a very kind of standardized percentage so that I can easily reproduce it. So now if I turn this off, I've kind of got the corner that I was hoping to. I'm going to come back in here, go back to soft round, take it back down to where we're the 4? 4. Let me turn back on. It might have been 3. That feels right. So remember, I have to line up. Nope. First of all, I'm still painting in white. Go ahead and merge this layer down, create a new layer. Now I'm painting blue. All right. So one thing I could do is I could have this look like the end of a log. That could probably make that work. Let me turn off the bounding here. So to make that work, I'd need to circle that up. Question is that worth doing? And I don't know that it is. So let me... I think the smarter way to do this is just to not deal with the circle dens at all. We'll see how it looks. I can always put the circle dens on if I need to, because that'd really only be adjustment of this piece. So we're just going to go ahead and literally started doing the thing that I just was like, I don't know, I don't think we need to do that. Okay, and then I think we can down to fine detail here. Do some of the same stuff here. And that's that. So I marry you. All right. So there we are. We're going to go ahead and export this one as well. Wilderness cabin log cabin corner. 1 by 1. And then we can merge those 2 layers. And call this 1 by 1 corner. And there's really only one piece left to make if I want to make square log cabins. And that is a door frame flash window. So let's start by making the door frame. The best way to do this is just to come in here. Got both ends. Zoom this out here. Come back to this. Go back to hard round. Create a new layer. Crank it up to 26. That on one side. Nope. That on the other. Okay. Once again, come in here. Select all of... And we'll do it this way this time. And then we'll select inverse. Select, filter, modify, contract. Go with 4 pixels this time. That gets us roughly there. Almost. Turn back on wall to make sure. Yeah. So what I'm going to want here is I'm going to want to shift add. Well, that. Nope, nope. Shift add about that. And we'll come into both sides. Lasso tool, shift add. That. That feels about right. And then on the other side, we'll do the same thing. That's pretty good. We'll add another layer. Go to white, paint bucket, drop it in, lower the opacity to 33. Drop the wall between them. And voila. There. Now all I gotta do is draw in a few more of my bits here. I'm gonna go ahead and merge those two. We'll add another layer. Go back to our pen. Switch back to soft. Size to 3. Pop over to blue. That. That. And one extra notches in there. That's fine. Don't want these to look too much like basketballs. And there we go. Come here, you. There we go. Yeah, no, the big brush that takes up half the image is a bit much. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and set, export this. Export everything as JPEGs. So this is going to be glass all cabin door. Okay. So let's play around with a piece or two that we've made. So let me go and hide this. Hey there. I'm back. And let me go ahead and bring this back. Nope. Yes. There we are. Okay. So, let's see. First things first. I need to import all these tiles. Wilderness here. Go ahead and bring these into here. Don't. What was that? Well, alright. Guess we'll do it one. So let's say I want to build a cabin back in the woods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete this and this and this, this. We'll move this guy over here for now. Delete that. Delete that. Yeah, what the hell? We'll delete that. Delete that. Okay. We'll go ahead and send this to the back, but it's behind the river. Okay. Second piece in here. Next piece in here. And now we have all three pieces. So I can take this, copy it, take this, copy it, rotate it. Oh, no, you don't. There you Now, if we take this piece and thank you for hiding behind the river, just go ahead and move it to the front. We can kind of do a thing like this and hide kind of edge corners that are floating in there so that you can't see those, and that worked out pretty well. All right, so we've got that. Then I would go in here and find a flooring piece that I think works. Then there's certainly a kind of rougher wooden floor. There's kind of a warehouse floor that I would probably use for this, which is not as refined. And if I just copy these into place, I've almost got me a completed little cabin here. Some other things I could do. There's the town door. Let's see what those look like. I'm not 100% these town doors are going to work. I might have to make new doors. Because they are kind of big. I mean, honestly, that looks fine for what I'm trying to do right now. I'll go ahead and put this guy here. We'll just move this front as well. And there we go. So, yeah, this now allows me to kind of play around with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to spawn. Kind of an owlbear in the corner here. I guess I had a town decor rug. But, you know, with that, and let's, well, we have to get over here, Rango. Curled up on the rug. Let's chest. We can also put a lantern on the outside of the place. Let's ghost lantern. Here you are, wall lantern. So this isn't quite made for a wall of this size, but I can always still place it in the right spot. Right, so there you go. Without too much effort at all, it's pretty easy to get this place put together without too much effort. I could go and add interior walls as well. But I don't have to. I could just leave it like that, right? You know, I've got a little hunter shack here. You know, some trophies mounted on the wall, a chair, a chest. I could probably get a fireplace in here, although I might have to draw an extra tile to make that happen. But yeah, that's kind of how it works, right? You can even zoom in here a bit and kind of take a closer peek, right? All these tiles fit together. I do want to take a close peek at how all the log tiles fit together. Those look pretty good. They're not perfect, but for less than an hour's work, they're not bad. Move this out of the way. You can kind of see how the door frame works. If I wanted to, if I wanted to be a stickler, I could shrink the doorway a hair. And then center it so that it sits kind of in there like a door frame should. I can do that. Hair bigger. There we go. That's it better. Rango hanging out. Yeah, so we went from not having a cabin or cabin walls at all. Now, obviously, I'd probably want to do a tile to give me a window, right? And that's just, I would probably take the wall log that I've already made and use that to create one where there is a small window in it. That's not hard to do. In fact, if I come back here and I bring this back up, where are you? The way I'd probably do that is, well, first of all, let me layer these two together and call this 1x1 door. The way I would probably do it is bring back the wall piece here, zoom in, I duplicate the wall, take it up to the top, hide the original one, call this window, 1x1 window. And then I would probably just do something super simple. No. Oh god, what are you doing? Oh, feel anything? Okay. Close up, roll 20 on me. Oh god, no, not that. What are you doing? Don't show my streaming statistics. But I think the easiest way to approach this is literally just draw a 1-inch wide box. And even go in and turn this down. Oh, no. Supposed to be shifted out, not added in. Create a new layer above that. Got more white in there. Now, okay. Drop the opacity on this. Maybe something like 50. Basically, I'm just trying to create a sill space where then I can place a window. And there's a bunch of different ways I could do it. I'd probably want to interrupt the pattern here. So what I may actually do is actually go in here. Blue. Turn the opacity all the way up. And now I've got a void in it. And I can use that to create a window. I think I'm out of time to make this happen the right way. I can maybe... Let's see. Let me go ahead and just... Oh, no, that's terrible. What are you doing with that? Okay. Let me do that. And then we'll, on this layer, delete some of that out so that it now looks like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's looking pretty solid. Oh. So what I probably want to do is trim just a hair off these. Perhaps not the same. Just to make it slightly different, come up here. Stop. There. But instead of dropping this down to 33, I might drop this one down to 50. Or maybe even 66. Now let's go 50. Different shade. So what I'm trying to do here is just create the area where the window is. And then... Let's see, I want to create the pane real quick. I'm trying to do this on speed run mode now. So nope, wrong color. Go to this, go up another layer, create kind of a frame piece here, and a frame piece here. Bring this down to 2. And now I've got my little window. I might then take this down to 1 and just draw a little bit of patterning down here. Indicate that it is still wood. And then I would just file, export, save as. Down, cabin, log cabin, window. I got this. I'm going to get this in under the wire. Okay. Why are you bringing that back up? You should not be bringing... Oh, because it's on the side monitor. That's why. And bring you back over here so that you can't be seen. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and take this out, and now you can see this. Which is good. That's the part I wanted you to see, not the bit on my side monitor. Okay. And there we are. 10 minutes later, tile exists. I need to move this to the map layer because right now it's reading it as a creature token. Go ahead and delete one of these. We'll take this up here and voila. Front. Shift 2 over here. Windows. Take a closer gander at that. Yeah, that reads. Perfect. There we go. Folks, I got another stream starting here in just a minute. Gotta go in here. Hold on, let me file. Save as. Classic maps. Wilderness. I'm gonna call this Wilderness Log Cabin Base. That is now saved as well, so I can build more log cabin pieces. There we go, folks. That's all I got for you here tonight. Just realized I closed my YouTube monitoring. Folks, I want to thank you for your continued support. I'm going to drop all those log cabin pieces, and I'll see if I can drop some of the forest pieces into the Patreon maybe tomorrow. I'm running out of time here tonight, but I will get them up to everybody here within the next 24 hours or so, so you can grab those and add them to your Blue Maps tile collection. All right, folks, that's all I have here tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. We'll see many of you in just a few minutes. Talk to you later. See ya.